All right, this podcast is going to focus on the acid test ratio. The acid test ratio is also a liquidity ratio. It measures our ability to pay current liabilities. And sometimes this is called or referred to as the quick ratio. So acid test or quick ratio. So the acid test does not use all of our current assets in the numerator. It uses cash, it uses short-term investments, and it uses net accounts receivable. We then divide that by our current liabilities. The reason that we don't use supplies, inventory, prepaid assets, these other items that are normally current assets, is because they don't immediately, or they might take longer to turn to cash. And so the acid test ratio, as you can see here, tells us whether an entity could pass the acid test of paying all of its current liabilities immediately. Well, supplies and inventory and prepaids wouldn't help us with that. So cash, short-term investments, and net accounts receivable. So we'll look at, again, quality department store, cash, short-term investments, receivable. We'd go ahead and plug them into our formula. So cash, investments, receivable divided by our current liabilities gives us a 1.02 to 1 ratio. That's a good ratio. Anything over 1 with the acid test ratio is a very good ratio. You can see that not as good as we were last year, not quite as good, but close to our competitor and much better than our industry average. All right, that is the podcast for the acid test ratio.